Maalot HaMidot, Chapter 19, on the virtue of wealth. My son, and I will teach you the virtue of wealth. Know, my children, that the virtue of wealth that a person acquires through righteousness, faith, and honesty is one of the good virtues, for by it a person will be entitled to inherit the life of this world and the life of the next world. While a person is rich, he'll live without sorrow, without great toil, and without thought in this world about the affairs of the Pyrenees and the worldly life and all the livelihood of humans. In this, a person will be able to save his soul from the state of hell, because he will share his wealth in charity, and provide for the poor with it, as if a person's wealth were a ransom for his soul, etc. And the measure of poverty was not created except so that the rich might benefit from it and be saved from a state of hell. This is the question that Turnus Rufus the wicked asked Rabbi Akiba, and he said to him, "If God loves the poor, why does he not provide for them?" He said to him, "So that we may be saved from a state of hell." And he also says, "May the world dwell before God, kindness and truth. Who will preserve him?" David said before the Holy One, "Blessed be he, the master of the world. May the world dwell in equality," meaning that creatures will not need one another. The Holy One, blessed be he, said to him, "If so, kindness and truth, who will preserve him?" And furthermore, wherever this wealth is found, there is blessing, as it is said, "The blessing of the Lord will make rich," etc. And the sages said, 10 tithes, so that you may become rich. That is, 10 of your wealth, and give it to the poor, and you will be worthy of becoming rich. And from the tithes, they were given to the poor. And so we find in the patriarchs of the world who were rich and would tithe their wealth in order to be worthy of giving it to the poor. And why do we say so in Abraham our father? As it is written, "And Abraham was old and well stricken in years, and the Lord blessed Abraham in all things. And he was rich in his wealth, as it is said, and he gave him a tithe of all things. And on top of all this, his house was open to all who passed by and came, and he would host them in his house, as it is said, and he planted a vineyard in Beersheba," etc. And so we find in Isaac our father, who is rich, as it is said, "You are among us, for you have become much stronger than him." They would say, "The dung of Isaac's mules, not the silver and gold of Abimelech." And he was rich in his wealth, as it is said, "And Isaac sowed in that land, and found in that year 100 shade trees, and the Lord blessed him." And the sages said they were tithes. And so we find in Jacob our father, who was rich, as it is said, "And I have oxen, and asses, and sheep, and men servants, and maid servants, etc." And he was rich in his wealth, as it is said, "And of all that you give me a tenth, I will give a tenth to you." And from those tithes they would give to the poor. A great virtue is the virtue of wealth, for as long as a person has wealth and assets and does good deeds with them, it buys him life in the world to come. As it is said, "Wealth and riches in his house, and his righteousness endures forever." And more than that, it protects him in this world from harm and bad events, like a person who is in a city, as it is said, "Rich wealth is his strength, and his wall is lofty in its strength." And one wise man said, "Wealth is a cold and a fire." Great is the virtue of wealth, because wealth comes to a person from the place, as it is said, "And wealth and honor are from before you." And he says, "The silver is mine, and the gold is mine, says the Lord of hosts." And so he says, "For all things are from you, and from your hand we have given you." My son, come and see how great the virtue of wealth is, for everyone draws near to the rich and becomes his kinsmen and his lovers and supporters in order to enjoy it. As it is said, "Many are the lovers of the rich." And it is said, "Fairness will increase many poor people," etc. And not only that, it makes them a king and a great man, as it is said, "The rich will rule over the powerful." Great is the virtue of wealth that all of them rise up at the doors of the rich and are found in their homes. If they are wise men, they are found in the homes of the rich, and if they are scholars, they are found in the homes of the rich, and if they are masters of the Mishnah, they are found in the homes of the poor rich. If they are masters of Talmud, they are found in the homes of the rich. If they are scribes, they are found in the homes of the rich. If they are masters of philosophy, they are found in the homes of the rich, and if they are in need of mercy, they are found in the homes of the rich. Say, from now on, all need to be free from sin. And they asked a wise man why the wise men are diligent at the doors of the rich, and the rich do not diligent at the doors of the wise men. He replied that the wise men knew the virtue of wealth, and the rich did not know the virtue of wisdom. Therefore I warn you, my son, to respect the rich who do not boast of their wealth over others, and who distribute their wealth for charity and acts of kindness. For we find in Rabbi Akiva that he respected the rich, and our holy rabbi likewise respected the rich and made them sit with him. And why so? Because the rich were great and recognized the virtue of wealth. And know therefore, my son, that the virtue of wealth is one of the best virtues of this worldly virtues. Because of wealth a person will be respected among the ministers and deputies and the rest of the people. And if there is a flaw or defect in him, it will be hidden. And it is a mirage of purification for the rejected. Thus said the sages, money purifies the bastards. And a wise man said, the best of life is moderation and wealth, because in both you will achieve respect over individuals and the multitude, because individuals will respect you for what you know, and the multitude will respect you for what you have. And he said, after wealth, goodness will be revealed. My son, do not take the virtue of wealth lightly in your eyes, because it is one of the virtues of physical qualities. Therefore, strive to acquire wealth and assets with justice, faith, and honesty, so that it will be preserved in their hands, and bequeath it to your children. As it is said, a good man will leave to his children, etc. If not, know that the wealth that comes to a person through theft, wealth, and plunder will not be preserved in his hands, and that wealth will be lost through evil. Either a righteous man will inherit it, as it is said, and a righteous man is a wicked man, or perhaps he will die before his time and will not find satisfaction and pleasure from that wealth in the world. He who makes wealth, not as it is said, child, will not leave it in the middle of his days without justice. As it is said, he who makes wealth, not a child, will not leave it in the middle of his days without justice, etc. And he will say, valuable wealth will diminish, etc. And let not the rich man say, my strength and the might of my hand have made me this strength. For this is one of the characteristics of the wicked who boast about people and wealth that will end in loss, unless he understands and knows that God is the one who gives him the power to do good and to buy wealth. Therefore, he should take to heart that all that God has bestowed on him in terms of wealth, and wealth is a deposit from the Creator, because this wealth has wings for him, and today a person is rich and full of all good things, and tomorrow he will have nothing. As it is said, lift up your eyes on it, and it is not there. For he who makes it will make wings for it, etc. And let him not be proud and boastful about it, and let him not trust in it. As Job said, if I had put gold in baskets and they went, I would have said, I trust in you. And he always took to heart that God makes heirs and enriches, humbles, and exalts, and this world, like a wheel, always rolls over people. And he feared and dreaded the decree of the place, as it is said, because of this matter. And the sages said, the wheel is the poverty that returns in the world. If it does not come to poverty, it comes to its son. And if it does not come to its son, it comes to its son's son. And one wise man said, better than hidden things and than hidden treasures is wealth that is placed in their knowledge to protect one's soul. And with its gift he acquired a good name. My son, because I have seen some of the rich people exalt themselves and dominate people because of their wealth, and are arrogant towards the people of their generation and the wise men of the communities, and even though some of these rich people are like vessels that are not desired and have no other virtue in the world to rely on, neither knowledge nor wisdom, nor Torah, nor fear of God, nor even earthly manners, and yet they want to lead their contemporaries according to their own opinion, with the pride of their hearts and the coarseness of their spirit. As one wise man said, wealth is a work of pride, and pride softens the wicked. Therefore, I saw fit to warn you about this, not to be proud of your wealth and not to dominate people with your wealth, and even if you have risen to other virtues, because wealth are the possession of the Holy One, blessed be he. And as he gave into the hand of man, so by his permission they took from him, as Job said, the Lord gave and the Lord took away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Know, my son, that there are some rich people who see all the other virtues that are possible for people who are capable of maintaining them as vanity and vanity, and all as nothing in their eyes, and they believe that all the other virtues are of no use in comparison with the virtue of wealth. And they say that wealth is the Torah, and it is reverence, and it is wisdom, and it is the greatest relationship of all relationships, as one of the sages said. Wealth is a relationship to one who has no relationship, and with wealth, people will buy slaves and maidservants so that they will serve them, and they will hire free men from it who will serve them and do their work. As one sage said, people will buy wealth, and wealth will buy people. And they say in their hearts, if they were not important and righteous in the eyes of the place, they would not have earned the virtue of wealth. And they did not give it to their hearts. For sometimes the place gives a person wealth and possessions in order to test him whether he will do charity and acts of kindness with it. And if not, and if he does not do charity and acts of kindness with it, as is proper to do with his wealth, then it is better for him if he were a poor man begging at the gates, because he will be punished in this world and in the world to come. And it is said of him that wealth is reserved for its owners to its detriment. Don't you see, my children, what happened to the king because he was proud of his wealth and challenged the priesthood? What did it cost him in the end? And the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them, their houses and all they had, etc. Also the wicked Haman, because he was proud of his wealth, and said, and I will weigh 10,000 talents of silver by the hands of those who do the work. What did it cost him in the end? And they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. And so it says, he who trusts in his wealth will fall, etc. My son, do not be proud of yourselves for wealth, and do not trust in it, because trust in wealth is the characteristic of the wicked. As it is written in them, those who trust in their wealth and in the abundance of their wealth will boast. And know, my son, that some of the rich are wise in their own eyes. And when they speak to people, they speak according to their wealth, not according to themselves. They speak through riddles and parables. And even if they are foolish and lacking in understanding, as it is said, a wise man in his own eyes and a poor man will understand, and he will question us. And what is more, some of them are bold and hard-faced because of their wealth, which they trust in. As it is said, the rich man will answer boldly. And what a very ugly and disgraceful thing is the rich man who despises the poor and kicks at the Holy One, blessed be he, out of wealth. And this is the characteristic of the wicked, who kick at the Holy One, blessed be he, out of satiety, peace, and wealth, as it is written, with the wicked as their food, and they are filled with their satiety, and their hearts are lifted up because of it, as it is said. And he says, and Yeshurun became fat, and he kicked the fat of the fattened as a shilling, etc. And one wise man said, two qualities are evil, when the generous one boasts of his generosity, and when the rich one boasts of his wealth. And he says, the wealth of the wicked is evil to them, and evil forever. And the wealth of the righteous is pleasure to them, and pleasure forever. My son, strive to acquire wealth and possessions with faith and honesty so that you can live in the world and not need people, and so that you can benefit from it to the poor. And a wise man was once asked why you should accumulate wealth when you are old. And he replied that it is good that a man dies and leaves his wealth to enemies rather than needing his lovers during his lifetime. My son, if the place has bestowed upon you wealth and possessions, share it and help your relatives, loved ones, and neighbors who are in need, because this is a duty upon you from the Creator. And a wise man said, he who does not help his loved ones with his wealth will help him in his time of need. Therefore, my son, guard the wealth that comes to you with permission and honesty, and do not scatter it except in times of need and at the right time and to worthy people. And be submissive before the Creator who has bestowed upon you that wealth, and rejoice in your lot for all the good that the place has bestowed upon you. As the wise men of old said, is not this rich man who rejoices in his lot, as it is said, your hand will reach for you to eat, and it will be good for you. It will be good for you in this world, and it will be good for you in the world to come. And our God will open to us his good treasure in his great mercy.